What do you think of when you hear the word web? Do you think of a spider or the internet? What about words like stream or cloud or even fortnight? Well, we know that language is changing. It's a product of society. And as society changes, so too does language. But how can we track changes in language? And why is it important to do so? Well, let's start with a hypothetical situation. Let's say that you're studying English as a second language and you've come to Birmingham and you're walking through the city centre and you hear somebody say, "I literally laughed my head off." And you'd read in some dusty old English textbook that literally means the actual way that something happened for real. So how could this be possible, I hear you ask? How could somebody literally laugh their head off and survive to tell the tale? You suspect that perhaps there is a new meaning of the word literally, used emphatically to exaggerate something. But how could you test your hypothesis? Well, you'd need lots of examples of people saying the word literally in lots of different contexts, and then you'd need to somehow find a way of counting the different ways that people use literally to see how much of the time they use the original meaning and how much of the time they use this mysterious new meaning that you just heard on the street. Well, luckily for you, we have just a way of doing that. We have language data sets and we can teach you how to analyze them to do this sort of research, tracking potential change in the meaning of words. So let me tell you as a fact that back in the 1990s, when people used the word literally, they used this weird new emphatic meaning only 18% of the time. Now let me ask you a question. Nowadays, 20 or 30 years later, how much of the time do you think people use this emphatic meaning? I'll give you three options. Option 1, 0%. It doesn't exist. The person you heard on the street was wrong. They made an error in language and they should apologize for it. Or what about option 2, 18%? It stayed the same. It's still pretty infrequent. You might hear it sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't occur. Or what about option 3? It's gone up 41%, approaching 50%, and it's nearly going to take over as the new dominant meaning of the word literally. Well, you could probably guess that option 3 is correct, 41%, and it really is nearly going to take over as the new dominant meaning of this word. Here at Aston, we can show you how to do this sort of research. But why is it important? What are the applications? Well, there are many. One, for an example, is if you go back and look at modern dictionaries and English language textbooks and look up the word literally, you will find alongside its original definition the new meaning of exaggerating for emphasis right there alongside it. So nowadays, people learning English can be informed by the way people actually speak now, right here, right now. This is the sort of work that we do here in English at Aston, so why not come and join us?